Hello, good morning and welcome, Talking Really, and me, Andy Wright. Interesting. I saw a video by Carl Vernon.
Did Dominic Raab, the Foreign Secretary, just admit that 93% of tests are inaccurate? Unless I'm completely missing something, I don't understand why this isn't like breaking news and why the media hasn't jumped on this. But he had an interview yesterday with Sky News talking about testing at airports. Again, I don't know whether this specifically relates to testing at airports. But he said the challenge with testing at airports is the very high false positive rate.
And it spiked my interest because it will explain quite a lot. So I decided to go off and do some research, obviously using Google, typing PCR test into Google, and you get this page come up, which is quite interesting. Once you follow the rabbit, as it were, you then find out that actually the whole thing that has been mentioned by Dominic Raab on Sly News.
Talking there about the amount of testing that the UK is doing. Lots of people are wondering why we're not testing at airports, particularly when you're seeing infection rates rise in places like France and Spain. Labour are calling for it. Professor Schroeder said it was a good idea. Given the fact that you can't actually force people to quarantine, or there's no way of actually telling if people are, why don't you just test at airports as well?
We do have sanctions for if people breach the quarantine. The reason that we can't introduce testing reliably at airports is because the success rate is lower than 1 in 10. Because the success rate is lower than 1 in 10.
Say what?
Is lower than 1 in 10.
I've got to get my head round this because I don't know if these people are just stupid and they come out with the truth, not realising that they've done it, or whether they're not so stupid and they're actually dropping hints that people will pick up on, but only the people that are not deniers or not sleeping, because it's very easy to miss. So as you just heard, 1 in 10, that's all, 1 in 10, 10%, which means that 90% are false, or they could be false positives as well, but they are false. Basically 1 in 10 of the tests done give a accurate result. Sorry, but that's mind-blowing. I mean, if you think about that, let's talk about what we've had in the news today, which was 6,000, I think, 6,000 positive cases, I think they announced on, I think it was on the BBC, in fact, on the internet, and so 6,000, and you take that as 1 in 10, surprising how many are actually false. You could do the maths, or we can get Diane Abbott to do the maths if you want, but it's very simple to do. 1 in 10, divide that by 10, and you'll find out how many actually do have it, or allegedly do have it, because even the accuracy of the test is in question. If you click on some of these links and go through and follow through, if you click on this one link and you go through, you'll find that there is a web page there which says, "Are you infectious?" Now, this is the very well-known Centre for Evidence-Based Medicine. All right, so it's quite a well-known, respected organisation. It does say there that it's talking about the RNA and picking up the RNA, which is what you need to do, whether RNA represents infectious virus or not is not clear. All right, so maybe not clear. So even though it's detecting RNA, it may not be correctly detecting whether that is actually infectious or not. It's very, very straightforward. Even the deniers can understand that line on the screen. Now, if you then click through, and there's a whole load of stuff there which go through, blah, blah, blah. But if you get down to the next to last paragraph, we were surprised to note the absence of viral load data in this study. Although the use of sensitive PCR methods offer value from a diagnostic viewpoint, caution is required when applying such data to assess the duration of viral shedding and infection potential, because, and this is a key point, because PCR does not distinguish between infectious and non-infectious nucleic acid. And this is what the whole basis of the PCR test is designed to tell you if you're infectious or not. All in all, I think this is very straightforward and very easy to understand, even for the deniers out there, that they're saying that there are thousands and thousands of positive tests. But like any illness, you're going to have people catching it. It's going to be out there because it's a virus. It's like flu. You know, people don't just stop getting flu just because it's a time of day or time of year. That it's still going to be out there, and people are still going to get it. And if suddenly they've come out of lockdown and they're in the bracket of people that would get it and would get ill, then obviously they're going to get ill, aren't they? It's obvious. And also, we don't know, and I'm not implying anything, but the people that are being tested, and they're suddenly insisting that people get tested quite a lot, and then suddenly we've got this spike, allegedly spike, of confirmed cases, positive cases, right? Well, how do we know that they're not putting something, the actual test is not giving them the Rona? How do we know that for sure? We don't know, because we know the level of subterfuge that they're doing. We know that they lie. We know that they have an ulterior motive, and even the deniers will say, well, you know, how is that believable? But trust me, everything they do is believable. Anyway, I thought I'd share that because it's very interesting that if it is true, you know, deniers need to wake up, but also we need to not comply anymore. We need to stop complying and giving in to this crap, because we're not helping ourselves by doing this. So have a good day and bye for now.